ready.
Yeah.
My name is Mike Chambers. I'm from Charlestown, Rhode Island. And this past week, the governor came out against the Federal Railroad Administration plan for high speed. And so did Representative Langevin, and so did, well, Senator Reed said if Rhode Island is against the proposal, he won't back it. How do you stand?
We will be sending a letter this coming week to the Federal Railroad Administration asking them to reconsider the new route and asking to see the engineering that shows how much faster the new route would be compared to simply upgrading the existing right-of-way. I think it's important that if there's going to be a Boston to New York high-speed rail, that Rhode Island not be bypassed. And one of the plans would bypass Rhode Island entirely, so we have no access to the high-speed rail. I don't like that idea at all. But from what I understand from the preliminary engineering reviews, going to the new route saves net about 4 minutes of time.
In the EIS it was 5 minutes.
Yeah, so, and you have to build new tunnels, and you have to go through protected areas, and you have to cut up some of our oldest farms, and you have to go through historic areas and all that. So for 4 minutes, it doesn't seem at all worth it. So my message to them is, we want high-speed rail service to go through Rhode Island. You have not justified this route. We seem to have a perfectly good existing right-of-way, and you got to let me know what the opportunities are to upgrade the existing route so that we can make a decision about whether it's worth it or not. And for 4 minutes, it doesn't look like it's worth it to me.
Thank you very much.
Yep.
That's good.
Yep, we'll be there. The lady right here.
Thank you for addressing some of the long-term issues that the Democrats need to face. There's one more, and that's the gerrymandering that's happened. And then what's the Democratic strategy for dealing with the short-term fallout that we're currently facing? I realize it's still early, but I think we need to know what that's going to be looking like too.
The gerrymandering piece is a bit of a problem. Hang on. Well, you want all to go outside? It's hard to do the mics and stuff. So why don't we do a few more? If somebody could let them know that I will come outside in like half an hour and we can do some questions first, or we can do both. I can only be in one place at one time, and there are a lot of people here, so let's try to do both, okay? That sounds like a good outcome? So we just decided that. We'll be out in half an hour, but I'm going to answer the questions of people who are here. The gerrymandering, the original gerrymandering was to fix a district to protect somebody's seat, so, you know, up in Massachusetts, the original gerrymandering. And then there was a mutation of that, which is you rig the district so that the person loses. And then the Republicans came up with a third clever method of gerrymandering, which is not to necessarily gerrymander for or against an individual, but to take a state and gerrymander it so that the Democrats got packed into heavily concentrated districts and basically got sucked out of the pool, and they could then build Republican majority districts. And the perfect example of that would be Ohio and Pennsylvania in the 12 elections, when I'll be there in half an hour. I can't make it any clearer than that. I got people in here to be polite to. The president won, right, in both states. Sherrod Brown won in Ohio, Bob Casey won in Pennsylvania. We basically had a Democratic sweep. We won both those states. And yet they put huge Democrat Republican majority congressional delegation to Washington. I think it was 13-5 in Ohio. So, and they're proud of it. They did it through a plan called Red Map, and we have to undo that. And actually, some people think that if we actually gerrymandered back in California, you could move a bunch of seats our way. But I'd hate to end up in a place where our democracy is decided by gerrymandering. I think what we need is a court that will enforce that. And this is one of the 5-4 decisions of the Supreme Court that I think are really a mess. It was called the Jubileer decision. And what the 5 judges said, more or less, is this is too complicated. We're not even going to try. It's open season on political gerrymandering. And that exploded Red Map and all those ideas. Now, they can do it because they obviously do it when it's race-based. So it shouldn't be that hard. But I think they deliberately sent a signal to Republicans that we're not going to call you on this, so go for it, and off they went. Yes, ma'am.